Hi everyone, this is ShirleySienna from Supernal Magazine Australia, and my special guest here is a little intro Dropbox this morning is Stephanie South, aka Red Queen, talking to us from the US. Stephanie is now the head honcho, shall I say? Our glorious leader. No, Stephanie oversees the law of time, really, which we can explain more about in the magazine this month of July and August issue. And we're just having a little precursor chat to our upcoming interview. So good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Shirley. Always
Let's just explain a little to the people about the law of time and where it's at and the frequencies and how they can grasp it.
Okay, the law of time distinguishes, very simply put, it distinguishes between two different frequencies. One is the 1260, which is the machine consciousness, the one that keeps us trapped in these time loops, repeating in a rote way the same programs over and over and over and over. And then there's what's called the 1320 timing frequency, which is the frequency of nature, the 13, the hidden power of the feminine, and the 20 for the 20 fingers and toes. But the 1320 frequency is the frequency of our new consciousness, the truth consciousness. It's the frequency that helps us to penetrate out of this density that we're living in right now.
Perfect, which is available to and for everyone, no matter their belief, their culture, I think, and the natural law of time, which José August discovered it to be, means that we are nature. His mind was that we are one with nature. To be that, if we can understand ourselves, we understand nature. If we understand nature, we understand ourselves, don't we?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And he, José Arguelles, his main message was that, time is actually a frequency, and time is actually, you can imagine that time is like the container. It's invisible, but it's the container that we're evolving our consciousness through. And so, so he says that, time is of the mind. And we know that, in the changing of our mind and of our frequency, we create new perceptions. So we actually see a new world.
And making our own time rather than be controlled. Remember, what did he say? Who owns your mind owns your time. Who owns your time owns your mind.
That's the best. Yeah. Who owns your time owns your mind. Own your own time and know your own mind.
Perfect.
But that's really a deep meditation. Who owns your time owns your mind. Just think, if you're on like Facebook 24/7, Facebook owns your mind, because whatever you're giving attention to at that moment that's where your consciousness is, and that's who's owning your consciousness. You're being influenced. So that's why it's so good to take some time out, like in the inner realm, at least a little bit of time each day, so you can just allow yourself to sort yourself out and allow your mind to kind of, sink back into the natural frequencies, because we're bombarded all the time. And
which
so
is
really
when time flies.
Time flies. Time is flying so fast. But, all of this is about, returning to your natural essence. And the law of time transcends all dogmas. It's not a religion. It unifies everything that's true. It's a truth frequency. So.
Truth frequency, of course. Yeah. Truth is such a word. That's a huge discussion on its own thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's the absolute truth and the relative truths of, exactly. But yes, the thing is, here's the thing, words are so weaponized right now. And so this system is actually mathematical in nature. And so it's energy, which is telepathy, because the words at this moment of our evolution are so loaded. Everybody perceives different words or gets triggered by different words in a different way. But if we learn to operate, I think our future is learning to operate through frequency and through, number and symbol and art and color, rather than through these heavy words that like trigger us and keep us in
Words is
these.
an anagram of swords. Sword.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
The weapon. So, you know, there's the weapon. We need to use it from the heart, from the frequency and the tone of the heart energy.
Yeah.
And our natural selves. I feel like, and it doesn't have to be difficult. It's really
simple.
easy.
Yeah. And everything should be simple. It's just our minds got so complicated because they're full of so many things.
Well, I think we're going to we will be doing a podcast together with Anthony and Freya as well, and that will be released, and we'll be putting some interesting articles in the magazine for July and August edition, because we're going into a new cycle, and the new cycle will be a moon cycle on the 26th of July, which is about healing. Yes. Want to tell us a little about that in another 2 minutes?
Yeah, the red self-existing moon, July 26th, we enter into, it's actually a year of purification and to define a new form that our vision is going to take. And it's also the power of universal water. And we know that we want to become like the water as we're going through the time that we're living. We have to become like flexible and fluid, like water, because things are changing so rapidly right now that we, have to be flexible and fluid to navigate this time.
And water is such a soft thing, but it is the thing that will erode and change things like nothing else. The water changes the structure of everything. So in that, as our bodies are so much mainly water, we are the waters of the world. By doing that, we can, with ease and grace and such gentleness, but constant focus and flow, change everything. Yeah, perfect.
It's the universal solvent. And I just wanted to say that, July 25th is the day out of time, but it's also World Water Appreciation Day, put out by Dr. Emoto, who was a supporter of the 13 moon calendar and a friend of José. And he purposely chose that date to coincide with the day out of time, because the education of what time really is and the power of water that holds our memory are two key aspects to our evolution, is understanding time and the power of water.
And Emoto, I noticed lately on the Facebook and all different things, Emoto's being mentioned. Everybody's starting to tune into his energy again, even though he's been passed for a few years. And I'm like, oh, here he comes, white crystal dog.
You're right.
When you think about it, and his crystals of water and everything, it's synchronicity to, I think everything about this and whoever and whatever, it is so synchronistic, and that's so that we can't ignore it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It's very powerful time.
Yeah, and I think it's such a time where we're learning that we have to go back within and connect there, because it's such an externally based world that's pulling our attention in every different direction. So to me, returning to 1320 frequency is just to return to the sacred time and to our sacred self and to our essence, that actually where synchronicity is the norm and magic is every day is magic.
Magic happens every day.
We've forgotten the magic and the fun that life is supposed to be, because of, there's so much pressure right now. And so we want to hold the vision for a new time on planet Earth.
Absolutely. We've come to think these things are rare, but they're not. They are the norm, and they're all in here. So this time of purification and emotional energy and the waters and the healing, and they say every teardrop has healing elements. So, I'm sure we've all been doing a lot of tears over the past couple of years. So, everything is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And crying is great. Crying,
absolutely. Have a world crying day.
Yeah, the universal cry.
Oh, well, I look forward to talking to you very soon in our podcast. So stay tuned, everyone. Bye.
Okay, thank you.